If you leave it to the school system to teach your kids how to speak publicly, they're probably going to be addicted to scripts, because classroom presentations and school-sponsored speaking events in many cases require that students type out every word or to handwrite every word and then just to stand and simply read it without any eye contact, without any impromptu elaborations. They discourage the type of speaking that you need to be able to do in 2020 and beyond, as if we're stuck in the 1800s or something. But there's an easy way to fix this. Give them bonus assignments at home. And you can do this in a very painless way that your kids will actually love if you tie it to something that they're already interested in. For example, my daughter loves gymnastics. So I found this gymnastics book called Flippin' Awesome Gymnastics. And I gave it to my daughter, and it's all about psychological self-help for gymnasts, how to overcome mistakes, how to rise to each occasion, how to reset when you make mistakes, how to go in expecting to do well, and how to really dominate as a gymnast. She loved the book. I asked her, put together a presentation on this. She loved the idea. She came up with these awesome illustrations, visual aids. There's apparently a balance beam there, some bars and such. She's got some of the author's better tips. She's 9, by the way, and did a fantastic job with it. My oldest son, he's almost 12 and he loves soccer. So I found a book on soccer psychology for kids as well. And he picked out this particular message from the book that concerns ants. Ants are any negative thoughts. And the author argues that when these negative thoughts begin to form themselves, we have to stop their formation and squash them. My son had given several presentations. I've been giving this assignment for a while when he got to this soccer book, and I had noticed he had become very text heavy in his presentations. If you're familiar with my coaching style, you know that it's the case that I recommend that you use visuals over text if at all possible. Rather than telling him when he gave those presentations if they were too text heavy, I waited until we got to this presentation to say, all right, we're going to up the standard for this presentation. I don't want you to use any text or hardly any text. I want you to think of creative ways to visualize the message and use that as your illustration. And he did a great job with this. I mean, look how beautiful this is. And that waiting to give him that feedback and that encouragement is something that I would encourage you to do as well with your children. When my kids give their presentations, I line up some chairs in our living room. The rest of the family sits and attentively listens. And this is what I look like when I'm listening to the presentation. The whole time. It doesn't matter if they're nailing it, if they're bombing, it does not matter. I'm universally supportive. It doesn't matter what they do. Because the point is to give them that confidence and that experience and that positive reinforcement and that positive experience of giving a presentation. The opposite of what they might get in many other contexts. And if you do this, they're going to learn to associate presenting with feeling good, with feeling that approval, and they're going to drop any fear they might have of it. Even little kids can benefit from this. My 5-year-old, he wanted to get in on the action, and so I paired him with my 9-year-old daughter, and they came up with this presentation. I think it had something to do with shapes. And although it wasn't especially coherent, you would have loved to have seen him giving it because he was so well-spoken. He was so confident. He mimicked some of the traits that I have when I speak. He also mimicked some of the traits that his sister and his older brother demonstrate when they give their presentations, but he looks so professional and so grown up. And he does not have the sometimes learned fear of public speaking that so many people have. Many people are afraid of public speaking because they were told it's something we're supposed to be afraid of. He lacks that. He's just naturally good at it and naturally comfortable, and nobody's told him yet that he's supposed to be afraid of this thing, and so he just really nails it. You could do the same thing with your kids regardless of their age, regardless of their development. Whenever my daughter first started doing these presentations, she was very quiet and very soft-spoken, and she would look down like this. But the more she's done them, the louder and more confident she's become, the bigger her smile has gotten, and she's really improved. Your kids can do the same. Give it a shot. If I can help, let me know. Post questions or whatever there in the comments.